I'm standing at the window waiting for this package to be dropped off. I promise I'm not trying to be sketchy. I'm just really excited. Oh my god. Oh my god. Secured. The bag is secured. Hi friends. My name is Sive and this is Stories in Sive. This is my booktube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Thanks for watching again. This video is very exciting for me. It is going to be a vlog as I read my most anticipated release of the year. Belladonna by Adalyn Grace is a YA fantasy first in a new series. Gothic infused, romance, murder mystery, haunted mansion, creepy family, all within a YA fantasy setting, and there is a character that is literally death incarnate. I'm just excited. The book released this Tuesday on August 30th. It is Friday. And the book just got delivered to my house. The only book I've ever pre-ordered is this book. This is my first experience with any pre-order thing. So I'm gonna duel this video also as an unboxing. I have the package right here. I did go ahead and open the envelope because I was just so excited. It's a cool little print, and this is the main character Signa, and then Death as, you know, a character. And it was included in like the pre-order campaign, and then this little sticker moment. They've got little foxgloves on the edge, and I think that that is going to be a theme throughout the book. I love anticipating things, you guys. It makes everything so much sweeter in life is when you actually like allow yourself to get excited about stuff, and I'm so excited. Look at that spine, you guys. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my Okay, so here she is. This is Belladonna. Beautiful spine, beautiful cover. The most exciting part about this book is the white hardback. Oh, and look at the back. This is just so beautiful. I absolutely love the white. I think it is very pretty. All of the little details. I cannot wait to discover more about this book. 100% enticing. And the end papers are also designed and printed. I believe that that is the manor that they are in. Oh, wow. So I think that this is Hawthorne Manor, which is where the book is set. I know I'm probably like waving it around the place so much, but just look at how pretty this is. Are you kidding? I'm so glad that I pre-ordered this because the white book is only from Barnes & Noble's for the first like round of printing, and I don't think that this is something you'll be able to get in the next couple months. Okay, now for the content of the book, because we read books for the stories, not for the pretty covers. For as long as Signa has been alive, the people in her life have fallen like stars. Orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate glittered and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation, and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when the mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. However, Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Creepy manor, murder mystery, sketchy family, and romance with death. Are you kidding? So you guys, welcome to the start of another reading vlog. I'm very excited to take you on this reading journey with me, and I'm gonna start reading right now. So let's get it. Hi, it's the next day. I do have a reading update for you for Belladonna. So I've read 80 pages of this book, and I like it so far. I'm struggling to get immersed in it at this stage. Everything that has happened, you kind of like were given in the synopsis, minus one very large thing that like was not in the synopsis, so that was really cool. But I do have some time this evening to truly settle in and hopefully read like more than 20 pages in one sitting, because that's how I've progressed through this book so far. Signa is at Thorn Manor and she's meeting all of the different characters, all the different members of the family and staff in the household. There's definitely something that went wrong for the late mistress of the household, Lillian. She died a pretty agonizing death, and the doctors weren't really able to kind of figure out what was happening. And the spirit is coming and basically making it very obvious that like she wants Signa to remedy that. I like the writing a lot. There are some really great descriptions in here. I can feel the cool breeze. Even the descriptions of the interior of the manor are very well done. I can definitely like craft the whole 3D space in my head, and that has been probably my favorite part of this book so far, is just like the mood and atmosphere, because as far as the plot goes, like I don't really feel like it's giving right now, because I knew majority of what I've read within the first, 80 pages. I don't have any plans this evening other than reading this book. I'm gonna do that, and I will let you know when I have another reading update for you. I've officially made it to page 200, halfway through Belladonna, and I have a few things I want to talk about. Reading update wise, my enjoyment has increased in the past like 100 pages that I've read. I think what changed for me is getting deeper into the plot and a little bit past some of the more tropey characteristics, getting further into the motivation and specifically the murder that has happened. On the surface, it's a relatively simple setup, but what makes this a little bit different is the introduction of this character, Death. He's right at the beginning of the book, and then you don't hear from him for maybe like another 100 pages, and just in the past couple chapters he's been a lot more involved with Signa's dealings in the family around her, and he's aware of what happened with Lillian, except he only knows what the spirit knows, and so he's trying to assist Signa. For reasons that I won't talk about because they would be spoilers, that relationship between Death and Signa is just very interesting, and he clearly like wants to help her and she does not want anything to do with him, and I really like the mystery of Death as a character, but he's also like really dry. He is very like, he's a lonely character, but he's very humorous, very dry, taunting, teasing. They definitely like have that banter going on. Another reason why I'm liking the book is this character, Silas. Silas is a stable boy at the manor, and he helps with the horses, and they definitely have accidentally gotten themselves into situations where they've needed to form an alliance. They're definitely not friends, they don't like each other, but that dynamic is also very interesting because Silas has been there and watched Lillian get really sick and die. Silas has watched the devastation on this family for Elijah, the father, Percy, and Blythe, the son and daughter. This has manifested different ways for them, obviously, but Elijah is like distracting himself with a bunch of parties. Blythe is very sick as well, and the pressure is really on Signa and Silas to figure out what has happened, because they're pretty sure whoever took out Lillian is trying to do the same to Blythe for some reason. Anyways, there's just a lot more mystery that's been crafted now, and a lot more like solid character development where they feel more real to me, rather than when I first picked up the book they were definitely like very flat characters. But Signa is so curious, like curiosity killed the cat. She always gets herself into these stupid situations where if she'd just gone to bed or if she just left it alone, this bad stuff wouldn't have happened. Oh my god, my husband's home. Hi baby. Oh, great. She has at this point confronted Blythe and Percy about the possibility that Lillian, their mom, was murdered and it wasn't just an illness that took her, and that Blythe is potentially being poisoned. And so nothing has come of that yet, but she did warn them, like, be very careful about what you eat and like what jams you eat, because she thinks it's belladonna berries. Belladonna, name of the book. Now it's moving right along, so I will let you know when I have another update for you. I think I will update on the 100 pages, so I'll give you one more update and then my final thoughts. Hi friends, I am coming at you with another reading update. I've made it to page 307. I'm on chapter 35 of Belladonna. Unfortunately, I don't have very good news for you. I'm not enjoying it. A whole lot. The writing is not very nuanced, and unfortunately Signa as a character is starting to annoy me. I also think it's the way she's written. Like, she could be like a really good character, but she feels very like caricature for me, very stylized. Everything is dramatic for her. There's no nuance to her, and I think that the writing
is not really doing her any favors. I like the plot. The plot is still very good. I very much like Silas as a character. I very much like Death as a character. And there's some other people like Blythe who are great characters, but the main character is just really not doing it for me right now. It's unfortunate because it is one perspective and we're only seeing from her perspective. So they're definitely plot-wise honing in on the killer. They've saved Blythe a second time. She's been very close to death. And they did discover a beautiful library and I enjoyed that. There are definitely those elements that have to do with like that Regency era that I love that's in this book. So I do think that that is something that's helping my enjoyment of the plot, is because you do see them go on promenades and having dance cards at the ball, and there's the masquerade and they sit for tea and there's the etiquette. However, I wouldn't say that this is anywhere near a 5-star read for me. Right now, it's probably a 3. I'm honing in on the end here. Last 100 pages. I fully expect to finish this today, and I will let you know my thoughts when I do.
I finished Belladonna. This book was in no way perfect for me. However, my enjoyment and entertainment was still quite high, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the positives and negatives of the book. Let's start with the positives. All of the settings were very beautifully described. As the time that Signa spent in the manor progressed, they go through autumn and into winter and into Christmas time, actually. And there's a ball on Christmas Eve, and at midnight turns Christmas Day. I absolutely love those moments. It was very festive. The snow, just the air, the way that it was described was very, very good. Another thing I liked, majority of the side characters. I absolutely love Blythe as a character. Even though she didn't get a whole lot of page time, I felt that she was a beautiful and just like a lovely addition to the cast of characters. I of course love Silas. I've talked about him a good few times. I enjoyed the like enemies banter, and then when they ultimately formed a friendship together, I just thought it was really well done. And of course I loved the character Death. They had a very interesting dynamic together, him and Signa, and that got a little bit of a definitive end towards the end of the book. Again, this is a series, and the last thing that is the positive that I will talk about is the ending. Oh my goodness, the reveal. After I got into the last 100 pages of the book, it just really picked up in quality, and of course the plot kept moving forward, which is easily my favorite part of this book. Unfortunately, the character development in this book is not my favorite thing. It's definitely the plot, and therefore the ending really just solidified this book as like pretty okay. Like, it was a good book. Was it great? No. So let's talk about the negatives. Signa, the main character, did not enjoy her. She was a little bit insufferable to me. I didn't enjoy a lot of how she interacted with the other characters that I honestly felt more attached to. And she just is very dramatic, and so she takes certain things and absolutely runs with them. The only other negative that I'll talk about right now is the repetitiveness of certain phrases in the book. So it is very YA writing in my opinion. I definitely did not think that there was a whole lot of nuance and tact to some of the writing. Definitely a bunch of repeated phrases. Like, if I have to hear about a puzzle, like Signa taking this clue that is analogy for a puzzle piece and putting it on the table next to the almost completed puzzle, I'm gonna scream. Like, I absolutely hated that. The repetitiveness of those types of sentences and just using the same concepts over and over really did not hit right with me. It absolutely pulled me out of the story, and it was always like at the most inconvenient time, because I'd be really into the plot and like this thing would be happening. Oh, she's discovering a clue, and then it was just like a repeated sentence that has just been manufactured throughout the book. And I get like wanting to have a theme that's consistent and also wanting to have a character that's consistent in the way that they think, but it's like literally the sentences are, you know, 95% carbon copies of a sentence that happened 20 pages earlier, and I was just like, I really can't get with this. So I was a little disappointed with the writing overall in this, in regards to the fact that this is Adalyn Grace's 3rd novel. So I know that it's YA, and I don't read a whole lot of YA, and maybe that's my own like brain fighting against this book, but I was a little unimpressed by that, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't necessarily put this book on like a 5-star prediction list, but because it is my most anticipated read of the year, I think I did have very high expectations for it. Though they were not met, this is still a great book. If you enjoy YA fantasy and you like the autumnal gothic vibes, I think that this could be a good one to look into. And if the synopsis and what I've been talking about this whole freaking video works for you, you should maybe give this a try, because just because certain things like I got fixated on throughout my reading experience bothered me doesn't mean they'll bother you. I also struggle when I'm in this position where I'm trying to talk honestly about my experience with the book, because I want my channel to be honest reviews, but I also don't really like hating on books. So all that being said, not every book is going to be a winner, and that makes the winners that much more potent and that much more enjoyable. So I am grateful for this reading experience, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what anticipated release you have been looking forward to this year in 2022. Has it already released? Have you read it yet? Are you still looking forward to it? What did you think of it? Did it live up to your expectations? Let me know down in the comments, and other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!